Hi, my name is Steve Chang, and I'm the senior pastor at Living Hope Community Church. I want us to look at Luke chapter 15 today. And, it's a story that a lot of us know. It's the story of the prodigal son. It's the story of a young man who, although he had a home, a loving father, and an older brother, he decided that what he really wanted is independence. He wanted to be able to have what he wanted, to be able to have prostitutes and parties. So he took his share of the estates and ran as far as he could from his dad. And he lived it up and he thought everything was good. And this is a picture of a lot of people. They have everything that they really want and desire, the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the boastful pride of life. But life happens. As with this man, he comes to a season in his life, there's a famine in the land, and he runs out of everything, and we find him destitute. And although everyone in this lifetime and in this world believes that they're independent and they can pursue their pleasures, but a season comes in their life, whether it be financial, whether it be medical, whether it be social, where life is more difficult than they thought and they become destitute. And in Luke chapter 15, we learn that this prodigal son had a moment. I call it the prodigal son moment. NASB says that he came to his senses and then he thought about his father's home. He thought about how even the servants are well fed, so he devises a plan to go back home and ask to be a servant. But we know the story that as he comes back home, his father sees him from the porch, runs to him, embraces him, and welcomes him back as a son with all the rights and privileges. This young man really longed to be a son again, but thought he wasn't worthy of it. For a period of my life, my father came to America first when I was 5 years old. And my brother and me, we came when I was 9 years old. And my mother and my sister came when I was 12 years old. And so for a season of my life, I was without a father or a mother. And there was a particular Christmas event at church in America when I was young, and my mother wasn't here. And we were supposed to read a little essay on what we wish we can have for Christmas. And apparently, I read in front of this congregation what I really desperately wanted for Christmas is my mom to be in America. And apparently, the whole place was crying. And what I was expressing in that moment is this, that we long for a parent figure in our lives, that we long to be cared for, to be loved, to be forgiven, to be embraced. All of us at some point in time live as orphans because we want independence and our own pleasures, but we still long for a father. And what Romans tells us, Romans chapter 8:15, for you did not receive the spirit of slavery to fall back into fear, but you have received the spirit of adoption as sons, by whom we cry, Abba, Father. And the blessing that we have is that our Father receives us back. Although we deserve not to be received back, He receives us back not as a servant, but as a son, as a daughter. And that is the message of Luke chapter 15. And that is the message that we can gain from the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, that His death somehow allows us to be adopted back into His family. Thank you.